Hey guys, welcome to Shop RJ Pasini for great deals. My name is Rich Pasini. Today I want to do a video about, I want to talk a little about my early days on shopping on eBay. Well, actually selling on eBay. I got a folder over here with some stuff I want to go with you guys really quick. And then I'm going to jump over to the computer and share some other information with you guys. That's coming up. Stick around. Okay. I got some stuff over here I want to share with you guys here. I always keep a pen next to me because you never know when you're going to have to jot some stuff down. But anyway, the reason I'm doing this video, folks, I want to talk about my early days with eBay. A lot of you may or may not know that I started with eBay back in July of 1999. So I've been with them for 20 years. And 20 years, it's been a journey, and it's been very interesting. I do enjoy selling on eBay. And I will continue to sell on eBay as long as I can keep it going and making sales and stuff like that. That's all the basics that breaks down to, right? But anyway, what I want to talk about is not so much that, but I want to just share some information with you guys. Back in the day when I was selling on eBay, eBay had this thing they used to send out with my glasses on. Back in the day, they would send these advertisements out. And it used to come trifolded like this here. I guess got closed up here. But you come trifolded like this here. And when you get it in the mail, you would open it up. And this was back in holiday. This is the holiday 2004. It's the holiday sales planner. And I used to love these things here. It's a supplement to eBay Power Up newsletter. Now, the newsletter is another booklet. There's another one you can send out. But this is like to give you an idea of what it was. Now, I took a lot of these photos online, folks, so you could see a lot of this stuff online. Some, not every single one, but a lot of them I took pictures of them. I was going to scan them all in, but I said, you know what, let me just take photos of them and you guys can read them online. They have really a lot of good information on there. What do you call it there? I'm sorry to cover up the information here. But you can see over here, well, my fingers are covering up. But anyway, I'll just read it to you. It says over here, what's hot for the holidays? Where's this here? I'm sorry, guys. You can read stuff like this here, see? Like what's hot for the holidays. They had a lot of good information there, right? Keep your finger on the pulse of eBay. They did away with a lot of this stuff, unfortunately. And they would talk about some other stuff in here, best practices for the holidays, and so on and so forth. And, when I first started with eBay, I really took a liking to it. You start getting into it and stuff like that. You want to get really good at it. Now, unfortunately, for people who follow me, say, well, you've been with eBay for 20 years, you would think you'd have a big feedback score. But the thing is, folks, just to give you guys a little refresher on there myself, is that back in the day, I didn't really have the time to sell on eBay. I mean, I was doing it on and off. I was back in the IT field, and therefore, I didn't have really the time for that. I had my daughters were born, little girls at the time, taking care of 2 babies, the house, the wife, and all that stuff. So I didn't really have time to actually, go devote a lot of time to eBay. I just couldn't do it, So it was an on and off thing. So, for many years, and I mean many years, I didn't start getting into it. I would say I started getting more into it as my kids got older, but again, we had family functions, and again, when you got a job and stuff like that, a full-time job, it's really hard to do this, even as a side hustle. So I had to put a lot of stuff on, I had to put that on hold, so to speak. I had different priorities. But as time went on, my daughters got older. They were able to take care of themselves, basically. Like I said, we do things, as a family, of course. But I started getting more involved with it, little by little. I started gradually getting into it. I didn't. And the funny thing is, I wasn't doing any thrifting back then. There wasn't really thrifting stores around my area back then. They didn't have them. I'm sure they were around, but they weren't in my area. And so the only things I started selling is stuff around the house. I remember my Atari 2600 game was it? Atari 2600. I think it was that one. It was the first one. I had that. I think I sold it with like 60 games. I remember selling it with also a stereo I had. Just some stuff around the house. Some kids' old toys that they didn't want, whatever. I'd start putting out there just to get the feel of it. And as time went on, I started seeing, oh, okay, this is pretty cool. It's this stuff is selling. Back then, you could, I signed up with PayPal and so on, and it was getting really good. But the thing I really liked about it is they took away a lot of that stuff though, eBay, as time progressed. I guess a lot of times, I guess as time went on, they wanted to go more of a green situation, which is nothing wrong with going green. I'm all for, to save the environment and so on and so forth. But I really did look forward to these advertisements. And like I said again, they came out with this here. These copies I made here back then. Let me just close up here. This is like the hot list. And I made copies of this here. I took pictures actually in the copies, but I do have copies in here. But I took pictures of these here on what do you call it there, on the for eBay. For my video, I got some copies here. The hot list, 2011 holiday hot list, and it'll talk about the home and garden. These are the things that they said for 2011. It was a 2-pager at the time. Home and garden, they were talking about all the things there, stuff that's there, stand mixers. It's all going to be online. I'm not going to take too much time to go into it. But these are the ones I was talking about, the power up. When the temperatures drop, eBay sales heat up. This is the one I was talking about here, eBay power up one. Okay. And then I had over here, visit the Security Resolution Center. Now, a lot of stuff might be outdated in a sense. It is outdated because a lot of it's 2004. But some of the things there, like, with maybe the services they offer may have been revamped, or maybe they're not. They might have phased those different things out and so on and so forth. So I don't know if some of the stuff that they have here is still valid right now within eBay selling, what I'm saying? Some of the stuff may be, some may not. I can't say, don't hold me accountable for that because I don't. But again, they had over here, and then had some good information here. Like I said, you can read some of that there. Like I said again, some of this I have taken photos of it, and it's going to be online. All right. But again, I really did enjoy all this stuff here. And the other ones they had is some more, like I said, like that there. I have some newspaper clippings, sellers offload on eBay. A lot of people are saying, why would you save clippings though? Well, the thing is, folks, the reason why I save stuff like this, clippings, is because the simple reason is I had an idea that I was going to do this anyway, eventually. I was going to do it with eBay anyway, as far as creating videos. This is even before I started getting involved with YouTube. But yeah, I decided to save clippings, and I have folders on top of folders with stuff from YouTube, clippings I have, and eBay, and other business-related material I save. And I do it for the simple reason because, that's just the way I am. I like to catalog stuff. I like to keep archive stuff for the past, for future references and stuff. But I'm looking over here, say your item checklist here. Yeah, I think there used to be one of these magazines that had this here. When you could do a checklist on here. I don't think I took a picture of this here, but I'm going to go over some stuff. I have some stuff on the internet I want to show you guys. Anyway, we're going to go to a screen a little bit. Here's the Power Up magazine. This one here is the eBay Seller's Guide to Sources. Now, this was a nice color magazine. This came out in spring 2012. I think was the last issue. Check it out. This is what I was talking about here. And this is a regular booklet. How many pages? I'm not sure. Oh, actually, it was 23 pages. 23 pages, folks. And you had a lot of good information here. Let me just hold this up like this here. You had a lot of good information. I think so anyway. And you would have people over here. Now, this guy here, he's the Vice President of Merchant Development. I don't know if he's still with the company. Congratulations. Your commitment to great service is paying off. And the thing is, I don't know if this back then was given to specific people. I don't think so. I think everybody was getting it. I don't know, but if you look at some of the stuff really quick, now, I didn't take pictures of this here, but these are some of the stories that are in there. Top services, eBay, and benefits. I felt back then. Here's over here. I'm just looking at this. It says over here, changes to top rate seller program to become a top rate seller. Basically, this is still the same. Yeah. Now this even though this is 2012, this is still the same here. And you can see here. I don't know, make it too blurry for you. It says annual sales requirement lowered to 1,000. That's still the same, I think, if I'm not mistaken. At least 90 days. Power sales status no longer required. Okay. Well, anyway, that's to be top rated seller program. Power seller status. That's if you do so many thousands of dollars within a certain year, within a given year, then you become a power seller. I was a power seller, was a bronze power seller, but because I came under a little shy, I'm no longer a power seller like that, but I still am considered top-rated seller plus. It doesn't really make a big deal. It just tells you, the only thing, the difference with the power seller is In other words, let's say not that I did make that much money, but let's say I made $50,000 for the year, I become a power seller, bronze or whatever. But anyway, off that topic here, you can still see over here, they had some good information here. Sell with confidence. Then I talk about this lady, how she sells over here. They pick people that they showcase like how successful they were and so on and so forth. But yeah, this is it. This was pretty good back then, and I really miss these here, these Power Up magazines. I think I had another one over here. This is another one. This one came out 2011. This is another one I like. These are these two gentlemen over here that started the business here. All right, and this one here is the one that has the holiday hot list here. You're going to see that in a second. I'll show you. But those I took pictures of. And you could check them out for yourself. Now, even though you say, yeah, they're 2011, what good is it? I'm going to show you just back then what it was, and I'm going to show you there's a website that has a list for 2019, the top products that are going to be sold for 2019. I'm going to go to my computer in a little bit here, and I'm going to show you with that stuff. Here's the ones here. See here the 2011 holiday hot list. You can see what they got, the electronics, and they talk about it. The clothing, shoes, accessories, all right? These are things they have here. And then they have like a calendar, 2011 holiday sales calendar. I miss all this. I don't know if you guys would have, liked to see. I don't know if a lot of you guys got this stuff here, but I was looking. I really look forward to getting this stuff. When it came out. I think this came out quarterly, if I'm not mistaken. And then here's the one for the other list here, 2011 holiday hot list, home and garden, motors, health and beauty, and they talk about collectibles. And they'll tell you in there what items that are pretty much in demand or whatever, or it's selling. Yeah, and these stories here talk about these guys here who started. Well, this guy who started the business, I think, selling watches, whatever. But anyway, yeah. Again, and well, this one here, like I said, they're 23 pages long, and I really miss it, But anyway, so getting back to the early days, I myself had got involved with eBay. I started getting magazines, and this one came out back in the day. I'll never forget. It was on the radio. It was this eBay radio, and they were talking about this. The group was talking about this. Entrepreneur did eBay startup guide for Make a Fortune on eBay, and this one here is I think they only produced so many of them, whatever. Of course, well, I'm sure you could have still gotten a copy back then, but I went out, got mine right away, just in case there was a shortage. I was so eager to have it. I wanted this one so bad. I've been hearing all about it. I said, I got to get a copy. And this came out with Entrepreneur magazine. I was trying to look for a date here. I couldn't find a date as to when it came out. But what's really good about it is, they do talk about it. But what I liked about it, they gave you this little, it says over here, eBay University, right, as a free gift. It says this valuable CD, a 1995 value with a free gift for you, right? See it there. And you open up and they gave you a disc. So that there, you got the disc with it. And you can play it there, and there's pretty good information on there, right? And the back of it had there, learn, www.ebay.com, education, right? And you can see back then, eBay was really trying to connect with people out there, sellers out there trying to sell, to get involved in this business. This magazine, I'm going to keep this here. It's like a little momentum or token of them. I'm not going to get rid of this here. I'm never going to sell it. I'm sure you could probably buy them on eBay if you want it, but I'm holding on to this as a momentum. And then I ended up getting a book like this here, eBay Insider. You get the books like this here, right? Back in the day, I bought this here. It's pretty good, nice and colorful pages and stuff like that. Give you some information about, eBay selling and all that, so on and so forth. And then another one I had was this one here, quick reference guide to in-depth advanced user tips and much more. Learn how to navigate eBay, register, find your items you want, and so on and so forth. That's when I bought there. Now, I did buy one of Griff's books, the eBay Bible, they call it, whatever. And I bought that book, and to be honest with you, it was good. I don't have it no more, because like I said, I got rid of a lot of stuff here. I was clean out and stuff, and I got rid of some of those books because I felt like, I was getting, as time went on, I was starting to learn the business myself, and I started going through different sites and so on and so forth. Just like you guys are here now, you're probably checking out my YouTube channel. You probably want to get a little more insight and get some more information on eBay, and I hope you do. And I hope you do get a takeaway from the information I put out. However, I'm just basically sharing right now how I broke into eBay, that's why my title is my early years on eBay. I just want to show you how I started getting involved with it. Like I said, I've been on here for now on this platform, selling on this platform for 20 years, on and off. So it's been a journey. It's a ride. It's a rough ride at times too. It's got a lot of ups and downs. So even despite all this information I keep out, and I got more stuff than that. That's just a little pile of it. I got a whole stack of another file thing like this with a lot of papers in there and documentations of things about eBay, and a lot of clippings I say from magazines and newspaper articles and stuff like that. And I try to read through them, and I'm gonna go through them as time goes on. And if I start getting stuff that I feel it's going to be very pertinent information that may be helpful to you, even if it's like even it's like some kind of history of eBay history that might date back, I like to share with you on the reseller news. I'm going to start doing stuff like that as time goes on, because I'm not saying I don't get a lot of Google alerts. I do get a lot of Google alerts on eBay and a whole different companies. But basically, with the reseller news and Let's Talk eBay, I'm going to start doing. I'm going to start picking and choosing from the files and documentations I have, and go over it with you, just like a regular newscast or whatever, or just like sit there and nothing fancy. I might just pick a news clip, I might pick a clipping out, expand a little on the topic of it, and just like and call it quits. But I'm planning on doing stuff like that there going forward, because like I said, sometimes I can't always rely on the eBay or Google and the Google alerts, because they may have a day where they skip off. They might have something there, or if they do have something, it might not be something I feel like I need to share with you guys, because I might not feel it's important. I try to pick and choose when I get those Google alerts for eBay or Amazon, whatever. I try to pick and choose and things that I feel is going to be pertinent information to you, that's going to be helpful to you. I don't want to just pick stuff out and say, oh yeah, eBay's going to have I've done in the past, eBay's going to have a 50% off. Well, that would be news, right? No. Or something along that line, you know what I'm saying? Or, whatever. eBay's going to paint their building different colors or change their logo around, It depends. It all depends, But I want to pick and choose stuff like that. And I definitely want to talk a little more, get more in depth with it, I want to share the stuff that I experienced back in my day going through this long journey, which it is a long journey. I mean, 20 years is a long time to be selling on a platform like this. But I also want to share the information with you guys. So going forward, you may see videos popping up here and there on certain topics. Like I said, I got a folder full of documentation, and I'm going to probably pick and choose stuff like that and share with you. Even though you might say, yeah, but it's old information, it's just to break it into, break it out to you guys and just let you know what was going on back in the day. eBay has changed a lot their format to some point. As you can see, as you know, there's constantly changes going to go on. They're always rolling out new programs and so on and so forth. So, like I said, that new program, the payment processing that they're going to have, the Aiden, I don't know how that's going to work, I'll be honest with you. I hear a lot of wishy-washy stories with that the people that use it. I think they're using it already. I didn't opt into it. I don't want to opt into it. I want to stick with PayPal. So I'm hoping that I can stick with it, but according to the last time I did a reseller news, I did an article about that there. Read the article about it on e-commerce bites, and when the person wrote into it, when I understand, it's going to be mandatory by 2021. Everybody's going to be using that payment processing, and I'm not really crazy about it. I hope they keep PayPal as an option for buyers, because I'd be honest with you, the buyers that are on right now, I think a lot of people, this is my own personal take, I think there's a lot of people out there very comfortable with using PayPal. I've been using PayPal way back when. Never had an issue with them. Never had a problem with them whatsoever. They've always been good by me, and if I did have a situation, they did good by me, I gotta honestly say. And the same thing with eBay. As eBay is progressing and stuff like that, with all these new rollouts and changes going on within their website and their IT infrastructure, there's going to be, they've been pretty good. I mean, as far as that, I understand the glitches. People say, well, you got a lot of glitches. That can happen with anything. Look, I was in IT field many years ago. Back in the day, we dealt in I worked in mainframe, and whenever we rolled out new software, hardware integrates, whatever updates, whatever I should say upgrades and updates, there was always going to be a problem in it. There was always a glitch. There was always some kind of system configuration problem, whatever. It's just a matter of it's just the way it works. So with eBay, you can expect these things to happen. The more they keep rolling out these new programs and they're updating their system and stuff like that, their IT infrastructure, you're going to have glitches. You might have intermittent problems going on and off. Back in the day, I remember when I had to contact eBay, because I didn't notice it at first. but I remember what the view counter was off. And I was looking at my thing, at my website, the listings, and I said, geez, all of my listings had a lot of watches on them. I said, they're all gone, So, I figured, well, there's definitely got to be a glitch, no doubt. And I waited a little bit. I paused for a little while, wait and see. Let's see, maybe an hour or two, maybe they'll come back. And I still seen it like that. I called up eBay and I spoke to the team. I said, hey, listen, what's going on? And I go, there's no views on my listings. I said, I had a whole bunch of them last time. All my listings I had views on them. I said, now they got 0 on them. And back then they said, well, they were updating their counter, the view counter, and I guess they were updating their program, whatever, or doing some kind of implementation within that program or that program itself. And it was causing it to go intermittent. It would come on. Sometimes it was days you had views and it was days you didn't. As a matter of fact, I did a video about that there. And it's in a midst of all these videos, but you'll see if you ever look it up. There's one on there that no views, and I think eBay, my list is something like my listings are showing no views on eBay, something on that line. And I did a whole video, I did a video on it covering that topic. And there were a couple of people I think that commented on it as well. A lot of us were experiencing it. Matter of fact, the eBay teammates did the same thing. A lot of people were experiencing that problem. So it wasn't just a certain group of people. A lot of people were experiencing it. If you didn't take notice to it, then it would be an overshadowed thing. You would just let it go right over your head. But for me, I was very observant back then. I was looking. I still am to this day, looking and making sure. But even after I called the teammate up and I explained it to them, it was going on and off. It was intermittent. Like one day you'd had all your viewers, then the next morning or the next day, they were gone again. And again, I would call them up and not complain, but just say, hey, what's going on here? You guys, everything okay over there? And but eventually you got corrected. I mean, as far as I know now, I see views on it. And again, I got to check it right now. The last time I checked, they all have views on them. But if it does, believe me, you can rest assured that I will be on the phone calling up the eBay teammate there and voicing my concerns and issues. I am not one to sit here and get upset with eBay or the employees there, and I said it many times in other videos. When a person does have to call up eBay or talk to a teammate, just use a little diplomacy. They get hammered all day long, I'm sure, and people calling up. And one teammate told me, "Oh yeah," they go, "You're, referring to me, you're a pretty patient. Well, you're a pretty patient customer." They go, "We have people that call up, yell and scream at us and curse and stuff." I said, "Well, that's uncalled for. You guys, like I told them, you guys are the foot soldiers. You take all the brunt of the bad work that comes in. Like if you get like somebody's calling in and complaining, you're gonna be the first ones that they're gonna complain to." So for me, my old saying is, you can catch more bees with honey, right? So use diplomacy. Treat them with respect. A lot of them are good people. eBay, let me tell you something. I have to honestly say, I'm not an advocate for them, although some eBay employees may think I am, and that's fine. I mean, I wouldn't mind being an advocate for them in the sense that as long as But the only thing is, I will stand by you if you're right, okay? And if you're doing something right, I'm there with you. I got your back. Okay. The only time that I may have a problem or an issue with you is if there's something that's going on and it's an ongoing problem. Then I might get a little upset, a little annoyed about that situation. Because first off, if your system's down, like I noticed a while back, I kept getting those messages. Sir, it's not us, it's you. It's not us, it's our server. Not you, it's us. Our server's down. I was getting those messages. I'm sure I don't know if you guys noticed it, but I have. And I mean, I would call up and I inquired about it. But I didn't go up and say, hey, I'm paying a lot of money on eBay here, and by your server being down, it's causing me to lose sales. I wasn't doing anything like that. I wouldn't do that there to them, because like I said again, they're not the programmers, they're not the software engineers writing the coding for this stuff. So you really can't get upset with them. All they could do is just take the call, document it, and whatever, and then escalate it to their superiors or whatever, or whoever, their IT field people there, and they can take care of it like that. But they have nothing to do with it. They just that's what their team, they call them teammates, but customer service rep. They're there to take and log in your calls. If you got any issues or concerns, they're going to document it, log it into their system, and that's it. I had one teammate that I explained, just like I'm sharing this information with you, and I said, well, I want to say, was everything, did I provide all the information? I said, yes, you did, absolutely. I go, you did a wonderful job. And I told the person, and not to brown nose anybody, this is just my personality, so people want to look at it that way, you look at it, it's up to you. And I told the person, I said, if it was a 10, if it's 10 being the best, you're a 10 plus. And the person's like, oh, thank you so much, I really appreciate it. And, I was sharing my information with them. The only thing I did say in regards to that call was I noticed when I used to call up, they must have changed it around. They always had this number. You had to get a code or something like that, some kind of number, a passcode, a one-time passcode or whatever, 7-digit. I didn't have it. And then they gave me the option, well, we could get your information another way by giving your, what do you call it, the zip code. So I typed in the zip code and stuff like that. When I finally got through them, I said, what's with this one-time passcode? I said, do I got to keep doing it all the time? I said, this way I told them. I said, you guys should have it where everybody, all buyers and sellers, will have an assigned number to them, okay? They said it'd make it a lot easier because I am not going to go, I told them, I said, I'm not going to go in there because they give you instructions on how to do it. Or you go to the you go to the topic here and then you ask the question and then I guess it generates a code or whatever. I never bothered, so I think that's how it worked. And I told him, I said, I'm not going to go through that. So I told her, and then we talked. We had a nice conversation. I didn't get upset with her. I said, no, I'm not going to go that route. I said, I'm sorry. I go, you guys should have something a little different, have an account number or whatever, but have it, each one of us is assigned a number, and then when you call up, you just key it in, and then you get it. So going forward, she said, well, I'm going to share this information with my managers. I said, that's fine. I said, if it'll help. I said, that's all it is, But anyway, it reverted back, which has been like that for a while, for as long as I can remember, where you just key in your zip code, and that was it. That's how it worked. And they must have did something because every time I do call, well, not every time, but on a few times I had a call to do updates on certain things, I noticed they say, what's your zip code, your 5-digit zip code. So that's good. I mean, the other thing is to put that coding in there, and you got to do it. I think it's kind of foolish because you're taking time. Then you got to wait for it to get a code number. I couldn't be bothered with it. So anyway, long story short, they were very happy with the comment and stuff. She goes, I'm going to share that information, what we discussed with my upper manager. I said, well, that's good. I said, I hope it works. I said, I hope you guys could do something. And that's how we left it, But anyway, listen, I don't want to keep talking about this here. I just want to go to the screen. I want to show you some stuff really quick. And then hopefully I can end this video out. I don't know if I'm going to be doing something else. If I get a Google alert, I'll do a reseller news. I don't know. Or if I don't, I'll just do another, maybe Let's Talk eBay. But anyway, let me go to the screen and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay. Well, here's the windows I was talking about. I want to share this information. This is the ones I was telling you. I made some, I took some photos of them. And I'm just going to show you really quick, and then I just want to show you that website, and hopefully we can close this out and keep it short and sweet because I know you guys are busy. And I was just looking at the intro for the video I just did before this. It's quite long. I didn't realize it was that long, but I'm sorry, guys. But I just want to get this information out to you. But anyway, this is what I was talking about. You guys could read it online if you like. If you got, I think I took a pretty decent picture. It's a little off key, but I'm sorry. But this is what I was talking about, the holiday planner and stuff, right? I'm gonna go pan through these here really quick so you guys could check it out for yourselves. As you can see here, they got the best practice for the holidays. This is just some stuff just to look at, For those who are new, you probably never really got these things here. I don't know. I don't think they're still giving them out because if they were, I'd be the first to tell you. But this is what I used to get back in the day, and I really do miss this here because I like the information that was provided here. Like I said, you got the holiday calendar tips. I'm sorry some of it got cut off over here. I didn't realize. I guess they moved as I took a picture of it. I'm sorry about that. But again, this is what they used to give you back in the day. I had to cross out my my address over there. I'm sorry about that. But you can see here, this is what used to be. It used to be a bifold, and this was usually 4 pages long. That's the other part of it. I guess that's the part I cut off. I just wanted to show you that. Yeah, going back to that again. I think I took an extra picture of it, right? Okay. All right. Back then, they used to send you mail. You used to get mail in like this, like I said, letters in the mail with the advertisements in there. I saved it. Again, you can see that was back then. It would say we've made it easier than ever to start a successful eBay business. So I said I miss all this stuff, folks. Then it would go on to say here, the Rich Pasini, if you want to increase your customer base and decrease your overhead, you could do better than eBay. And then it goes on to say here, over 114 million shops in 28 countries spend over $1,000 a second on eBay, $32 billion a year. And you can read this. Like I said, I'm not going to get too much into it, folks. There's not really much there that I could share with you as far as that part goes. The phone numbers, though, however, they may not be. Those might not be active phone numbers. So just check it out. I don't think they are. But yeah, so let's see what's going on here. And this is the back of that sheet, I believe. And let's see here. Yeah, imagine your own store on eBay. This is part of that advertisement. All right, that's how it is. Again, these phone numbers, I don't think they're valid. You can see the down here, the date is 2004. Okay, that's the back of that page you just seen. All right, everything you wanted to know about starting an eBay business. Like I said, I miss all this stuff, you know. I really do. I really wish they could have done it again. This is how it would come when you got it in the mail. You would get the advertisement like this here. All right. And again, it'll be trifold. This is another one. This is the holiday sales planner. Okay. And this is how it looks when it's opened up. And that's the, I had to cut, actually I cut this in half to take photos. I was going to scan them in. That's why I cut the pages. I was going to scan them. I said it might take too long to do it that way. So I just did it this way here. All right. And you can see this is basically what you would get in there, you know, when you got these advertisements, which are pretty good. I like them. They're short and sweet, but I like them. This is another one, I believe. Hunt merchandise, opportunity for MP3 players, Tech Frenzy. All right. The Trend Watch. This is the Power Up one. eBay top seller community newsletter, I should say. Power Up. You can see this premiere issue was spring 2004. So it's old information, but like I said, sometimes old information can be good information. You can still learn from old information, you know. So, you know, it's not just because it's old, it doesn't mean you can't learn from it. All right. Let's see what else they got over here. I took, like I said, I took quite a few of these here just in case for those of you guys who never received to see, you could read it. You know, you might want to, you know, get a little insight of what it was back then. I'm not saying it's 20 years old, but it's you can still get a little idea of what it was all about. I really think these were pretty good back then. I really wished eBay would have kept sending them out. I think the last issue was in 2012, I believe. I can't swear to it, but I think it was. But this is some of the information here. How to sales, yeah, how to make sale, how to manage your sales effectively with eBay Selling Manager. Okay. Now again, some of this stuff might be is outdated, no doubt, and most likely eBay had probably did away with some of these things here. Some changes I'm sure were made to this system. But this is how it used to come to you. This is the holiday list I was talking about for 2011. It came out of one of those, I think this one came out of the Power Up magazine, I think it was. And I just made a photocopy of it. But you can see here what they got here. Again, this is just to give you an idea. This is what was selling here pre-holiday, November 21st and the 30th. And it would tell you the things, notebooks, tablets, home theater systems, and GPS, and so on and so forth. You could read it yourself. All right, and there was another one here that came out, home and garden, health and beauty, motors, and collectibles. What is that one? I just want to see something here. Oh yeah, this was electronics, clothing. Yeah, electronics, clothing, shoes, accessories, and toys and games. Okay, this is back then what there was in demand for back then, you know. So let's see what else they got here. This photo here, the reason why I got this photo, folks, this came out of a magazine. I think it was Website Magazine. You know why I put this photo here? Lately, because of all the changes going on with eBay, and I'm saying it in a kidding way, but I'm just trying to get a message across. You see all these roads here. You got the straight road, and you got one going this way, that way, detour, left, right, whatever. I've been feeling lately like that myself, that it just seems to me sometimes I get so inundated with all this information, and I sometimes I really don't know myself which way to go with it, you know. But I'm also referring to my YouTube page, to my YouTube channel as well, because there's so many ideas I have for that YouTube channel to help it grow, to gain more subscribers. And this is how I feel. This is how I look at it. I mean, seriously. I mean, you look at this picture and you say, well, what's the significance with it? It's just, I just feel so confused at times. I mean, I don't know which way to turn. Then I listen to all the YouTube people on there telling you how to gain more subscribers, how to get more click-through rates or whatever, click-through views, whatever, or view adoration, whatever. All these different things to talk about. And I'm sitting here saying to myself, this is what I feel like. But you know what? In the end, I'm going to stay on a straight and narrow path. And I'm going to, you know, let all of those diversions just be done with it. And that's the same thing I suggest you guys do. Don't let your life or your world be like this picture here, like this photo, you know, not a photo, this picture here. It's true. You got it, because I'm telling you, with eBay, even though there's people that share their advice and their opinions on how to do certain things, I look at it this way: slow but steady wins the race, so to speak. You know, so That's what this picture is signifies to me, to just stay on that straight path. And it's okay to listen what people have to say, but at the same time, use your own judgment and do what works for you, what works best for you. That's all I could say. But that's what that picture is all about. I had to throw it in there, because that's the way sometimes I feel like my life is going in crazy directions. But as long as you stay straight in a narrow path and you stay focused on things like that, you should be okay. All right, this book here, I bought this book back in the day. It's the eBay Millionaire. Now these are for titanium sellers now. Okay, now it says titanium. That's like the highest that you can get, if my memory serves me right. Okay, and please don't hold me accountable for it. I think in order to become a titanium power seller, you've got to do, at least I believe, it has to be $150,000 a month or something along that line. To me, if I could do $150,000 a year, that would be great. But I think it's like that. Don't quote me on it. Could be wrong. I thought I read that the last time. I didn't get a chance to really scan through the page. Be honest with you, I didn't even get a chance to read the whole book. I just skimmed through a couple pictures. I don't really have time to read, like I really want to. But it's not a big book. It's not a big thick book either. All right. So this is the back of it here. But yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I think to be a titanium seller, power seller, you have to do, I believe it's $150,000 a month. But like I said again, please don't hold me accountable for that. Okay, folks, and I just kind of threw this in the mix. Every now and then I would get questions from people who say, what's considered media mail, or you read about it on blog sites and so on and so forth. Listen, I'm not going to expand too much on this topic. You could pause the video if you want and just go read a little about it. This is about the media mail service and what it's all about. Just in case you have questions on what could be shipped media mail. Make sure you follow the guidelines of what they tell you here, and you should be okay. All right. Anyway, let me bump out of here, and I want to get to that website, and then I definitely want to close this video out. Okay, for those who are new, I just want you guys to know, for the new subscribers, I do not read everything verbatim. I will give you the website as where I get the information from, as you can see here. This is from Web Retailer, and the URL is www.webretailer.com. The story over here is the best-selling items on eBay in 2019. Now again, they're putting this out here, this information, so this is what they're talking about, and hopefully it'll be helpful to you guys out there. I know the stuff I showed you before for the 2011 stuff, that's the hot list, but this is not the hot list, of course. This is just the best-selling items on eBay in 2019. So let's scroll into it a little here. I'll read a little into it. Discover which items are selling the most on eBay across 17 different categories, from baby to business to travel and video games. It goes on to say here, we analyzed every product-focused category on eBay to chart the overall sales trends and to discover which items are the best selling right now. It says to do that, we looked at the search rankings and sales data of over a 30-day period on eBay in the US and in these categories: baby and business and industrial, cameras and photo, cell phones and accessories, computers and tablets, crafts, electronics, fashion, health, beauty, home and garden, jewelry and watches, musical instruments and gear, pet supplies, sporting goods, toys and hobbies, travel, and video games and consoles. Let's get into it. Okay, it says over here, all the data in the article came from eBay data analytics tool, Shelf Trend. I think I mentioned this once before about Shelf Trend, guys. I think it's in one of my videos. If not, check it out. Okay, I think it's pretty good. You get the basics with it. You can get also paid service too with it if you want to get more bells and whistles. But I use Shelf Trend myself just to check things out, so you might want to check it out. Now, again, whenever you see blue like this here, like highlight blue like this, that's an active hyperlink. So most likely you could read the article. I'll scroll down to the bottom, but if you don't want to go to the website, but it's an active hyperlink, and in order to actually activate that active hyperlink, you're going to have to log on to that, go to that website. Okay, so just keep that in mind. All right, or you could just send again if you're not interested in that, then I'll just scroll down to the bottom, and you could pause the video and you could read as we go along. Okay, first one here. I'm not going to click the top selling eBay tools for now, because I want to, like I said again, I want to try to keep this video as short as possible. The most popular baby product categories on eBay were baby toys, development toys. As you can see, the search results was 10.4%. Baby toys here, plush baby toys 9.8%, and diapering and diaper bags 7%. Okay, it's just to give you a little idea. Okay, Top category, development baby toys, right? And I'll talk a little more over here about it. Again, I'm not going to expand too much in each of these topics here. They also got a chart over here with the graph here. What do you call sales trend? You can see here. I guess they're going to have that for each one, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, then it goes on a little more. Talks a little more developmental baby toys. Okay, and you could read more about that if you'd like. There's the next one is business and industrial. Same thing, healthcare, lab and dental, other medical lab and dental supplies, 8%. Healthcare, lab and dental, lab chemicals, 4.2%, and so on and so forth. Same thing, they're going to have the 30-day sales trend with that as well. It's just to give you a little overview and an oversight on what's selling, what they're saying is the best-selling products. Okay. Again, here you got some more. The marathon. All right, this is still with the dental stuff here, right? Yeah, best-selling product. Okay. Then the other one is cameras and photos. Cameras and photos always seem to be one of the list ones I always have an interest in. Not that I sell a lot of cameras and stuff, but I always like that particular category. So we have cameras and photos, accessories, batteries, 13%, digital cameras, 11%, and lens and filters, 9.2%. Okay, and then they'll talk about the top category batteries. And again, you could read more into this here. They also have the 30-day sales trend for batteries. And here is another one here. Here's, as we're scrolling down a little more, we got cell phones and accessories. Cell phone accessories is 39.8%. Okay, cell phones and smartphones, 22.4%, and cell phone accessories, screen protectors, 11.8%. Again, they got the top category, cases and skins, top brands, cases and cover skins, and so on and so forth, along with the 30-day sales trend chart. And then again, they talk a little more about it over here. The next one is computers and tablets. The most popular tablets in the category in eBay were tablets and ebooks. Yeah, ebook readers, they were 14.4%. Printers, scanners, and supplies. Ink cartridges, that'd be right up my alley because that's what I usually buy when I do need it. 13.2%. Laptops and notebooks, PC, 11.4%. And again, you got all that information. Now, this stuff here is just to give you an idea of what they're talking about. Me personally, I don't make these type of charts up or whatever, or these statistics, because for the simple reason is I don't put I don't put a lot of emphasis in this here in regards to doing statistical abstracts on these things, so to speak. These people took the initiative, so I got to commend them for that and say thank you very much to Web Retailer for sharing this information with us, because I don't have the time to do all of this here, folks. But again, this is what's going on. And again, with the fashion, for those who are getting involved with eBay or thinking about getting involved with eBay, just remember one thing, folks. When it comes to clothes, clothing is kind of hard to sell. As you can see here, men's clothing, t-shirts is 13.6% search results on it. All right, women's clothing, tops, 10.2%, and men's clothing for socks, you got 9.2%. Okay, how much more do we got to go down here? I don't have the because I'm doing a video here. I cut off part of the web browser. Here's health and beauty again. You can check that out. Home and garden, of course. Again, like I said, if you don't want to go to the website, I'll scroll all the way down to the bottom. You could read it as you go along, and you can just pause the video and read it that way. Okay, because I don't want to expand too much on this stuff here. Jewelry and watches. The only thing I will say with jewelry and watches, anything you're selling jewelry or computers, I just want to share this with you when it comes to shipping stuff out. When it comes to those things, it just clicked off over here. It gets a reminder. Always send those particular items with signature delivery and insurance on them. The signature delivery confirmation is well worth it in the end, a little peace of mind, because then the person, that somebody has to physically sign for it. Okay, so there should be no qualms or rebuttals with you and your buyer and eBay if they ever say, well, we never received the item. Okay, because that could happen. All right, and I've been hearing a lot of stories like that every now and then. And I just want to throw that out to you people out there, because I don't want to see you get stuck and say, I've been on blog sites where people said, oh, I sent an item to a person, I took a $1,000 loss or whatever. The buyer claimed they never got it. You know what I'm saying? Even though you have delivery tracking, it's always good to throw that signature delivery confirmation in there. Okay, Now here's the thing. Now, people may say, well, isn't delivery confirmation the same thing as signature? Well, signature one, of course, there is a differentiation, because someone's got to sign for a signature delivery confirmation, right? But here's the thing. Now, if a person says, yeah, but
if you're selling something and it's got, I'm sorry, going a little off curtail, I just want to share that information with you. If someone says, oh, you're sending something with delivery, delivery confirmation, and it gets there, isn't that proof enough? Well, here's what could happen. The mailman, when he gets it, and I've seen it, my own eyes, he gets a package, even though it has tracking on it. When he gets to the resident's house, he matches the number up with the package. It's there, boom, he scans it in, leaves the package there, or sometimes they'll ring the doorbell and walk away, and if no one's home, the package is going to sit on the porch. And this is how it gets lost, even though you say, I don't understand, I sent it with delivery confirmation, and it got lost. It's the buyer claimed it again. The buyer, honestly, the buyer may have not received it because somebody, I did a video about it, folks, just in case you want to share. It's called Porch Thieves, something like that. It's along that line there, showing how, I did a story about people claiming they got no package because it was, they went on there, someone seen it, and it went on the person's porch and they ripped it off. So be careful with that, really. Have a peace of mind. The only reason why I'm bringing this up because I've been, just like I said, it clicked in. Use signature delivery confirmation because the letter carrier, the mailman, or you want to decipher him, he cannot leave a package there unless it has to have a signature delivery confirmation. Someone's got to sign for that package. So a little peace of mind. Pay the extra price, pad it into your cost of goods, whatever, or with the shipping, and this way you'll have a little peace of mind. And the buyer says, I never received it, but then you say, well, if you didn't receive it, then who signed for it? It should be an open and shut case. End the story. Anyway, I'm sorry I went on a little rant with that there, but I just want to share that information with you guys. I don't want to see you guys get stuck. I feel so bad because there are so many people out there that I hear stories on blog sites stuff like that. They say they got ripped off because they said the buyer never claimed they never received it. Expensive things, put it on it. Laptops, certain computers, depending on the amount of money it's costing. Okay, and it's a little peace of mind, and it's not that expensive to have signature delivery confirmation padded into that or included with that. And you could also put in your description as well to let them know, send off a little signal to them. Hey, if you're going to buy this from me, someone's got to be home to sign for it. You know what I mean? So you get my drift? I think you know where I'm going with this, right? Okay. Remember, just keep in mind that. All right. Now we get off that topic. Let's keep going along. Musical instruments and gear. As you can see here, I don't really get too much of that. I mean, I know I have the guitars, the rock band guitars. I'm talking about regular playing professional guitars and stuff like that. You can see here, pro audio equipment, microphones, wireless systems, 11%, guitar, basses, strings, 6%, and so on and so forth. Okay. What I like about this here is they talk about the top brands, and like I said here, top brands of microphones, wireless systems. They give you a little information. And they show you the 30-day sales trend on microphones, how it goes up from, what is this here, from February 27, 2019, all the way through March. Okay, they give you a 30-day idea, and so you can see how it spikes up and down, So that's pretty good information. Okay, and then they also talk about the best-selling products of microphones and wireless system. Okay, all right. Pet supplies, as you can see that there. All right, and let's see how much more. Sporting goods, we got that. Hunting magazines. Okay, and let's see. I can't really see because I got my videos here. It's got part of the web browser cut off. So I don't know where it's toys and hobbies, collectible card games, Yu-Gi-Oh, whatever. Individual cards, 19.4%. These are things, hey, this is what they're picking out, So, I mean, I really do appreciate it. I mean, it's a good heads up because for the simple reason is it'll keep you in check. Like if you go to a thrift store, if you're in a yard sale, garage sale, whatever, you may see something and say, wait, I haven't seen that there, So it's always good to keep that in mind. Then, of course, they got travel. You got to sell luggage, okay? And let's see what else they got here. Video games and consoles, another big thing. Here you got video games, accessories, controls, and attachments, 25.8%. Video games, 23.4%. And cables and adapters, 10.6%. Okay? You can see what a spike up for that. Huh? Look at that. Right up there. What is that there for January, March, April? Yeah, it's spiked up. Wow. Okay. What else they got over here? The Microsoft Xbox One controllers. Okay, comparison top selling eBay categories. Now we go to this here. We must be coming close to the end. And you can see here baby, business, and so on and so forth. I'm not going to read all that because I get tongue-tied. And about the data, you can read more about the data. And you could also go to view the top eBay selling tools. I'm not going to get into that right now, folks. This is the bottom of the page. Again, you could pause the video if you do not want to go to the website itself. But remember, if you got active hyperlinks on there, you're going to have to go to that website. All right, now with that in mind, let's close this video out. Well, that concludes this video. I hope you found the information helpful. And if you did, please hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and share. And if you want to be updated as to when I post out new videos, please hit that bell notification icon. My name is Rich Pasini. Today is July 28th, 2019. I just want to say to all the new subscribers, like I said, if I didn't say it in the beginning, I'm sorry. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. It is greatly appreciated. I do hope you like the content and you come back for more. And as I said earlier, please hit that bell notification icon if you want to be updated as to when I post out new videos. Have a great weekend. Until next time, bye-bye now.